we would like to request Dr. Edsel Salvana. The topic would be Omicron variant, the clinical features. Sir,
good evening, Mr. President. Good evening to the Cabinet and the rest of the IATF and our resource persons. Can I have my slides up, please? Okay, so mayong gabi, Mr. President. We are here to talk about, as you said, it's another variant po. So this variant is called Omicron, and I would like to just quickly review yung ating clinical features ng variant na po ito. Next slide, please. So this is the newest, most mutated variant po, Mr. President. So it is possibly more transmissible than Delta, although hindi pa ito sigurado, but this is what WHO is watching out for po. And for now, there are no early indications that it is deadlier. So hindi po siya mas nakamamatay. There are no early indications that patients are getting sicker. In fact, the early findings are mukhang baka mas mild. Kung swertihin po tayo, Mr. President, baka mas mild dito, although we are still watching for additional data. The problem is this may be less susceptible to our vaccines in preventing infection, but it's not going to be zero po. Mababawasan lang if ever. And we still expect that the vaccines will continue to protect against severe disease. Sabi rin naman po ng manufacturers, kung mukhang mababa talaga yung efficacy, they can also tweak the vaccines po. Next slide, please. So ito po yung WHO initial announcement. This was November 26, but that they had detected this Omicron, which is B.1.529. Next slide, please. So as we had mentioned, it is the most mutated. It has almost twice the number of mutations as Delta, and 30 of these mutations are on the spike protein. Yung spike protein po is what the virus uses to attach to the cells of our body. And ito rin po yung main target ng ating vaccines. And so that is why there is a lot of concern na because nag-mutate yung spike protein, baka mag-decrease lang ng konti yung vaccine efficacy all the way to significant changes in that. And that's what everyone is watching very carefully po. So for now, all our antigen tests and most of our PCR tests will work naman. So we don't anticipate any problem with our testing. And as has been mentioned, Pfizer has also said that they can adjust the vaccines if needed, hindi pa naman sigurado, in as little as 100 days. So hindi naman po tayo completely helpless in this sense. Next slide, please. So ito po yung R0. This is a big question right now. Nobody knows ano yung R0 ng Omicron. For comparison po, the original Wuhan virus, ang R0 niya is 2.4 to 2.6, meaning one person can infect almost 3 people. Yung sa Europe, yung B1 is 3. Yung Alpha, which was the one from the UK, is 4 to 5. And yung Delta, yung pinakamataas na 5 to 8. So nobody knows po right now. It is an ongoing question, and there are indications that it may be a little more transmissible. There are also indications that it might not be as transmissible. So we are waiting for more word on this. Next slide, please. So ito lang po yung nakakabahala. If we look at the trajectory of the number of sequences na nakikita po nila sa Africa, the trajectory is faster than the other variants like Beta and Delta. Pero this is preliminary data kasi syempre nagko-contact trace yung mga tao eh. So naturally, pag nagko-contact trace, marami ka talagang mapipick up. This is what we say na if you're looking for something, you will find it. But this is part of the reason why WHO is very concerned about this, because if this is confirmed, then mabilis po talaga yung transmission and yung survival advantage nitong Omicron. Next slide, please. So, yung ginagawa po natin ngayon, they will all work pa rin. That's the good news. Yung ating face mask, yung ating face shield, yung physical distance. The treatment we anticipate will still work, yung mga dexamethasone, tocilizumab. Ang baka maapektuhan lang po yung bagong treatment na tinatawag na monoclonal antibodies, because if there is a change in the virus, baka hindi na siya ma-recognize ng monoclonal antibodies. So, yung ventilation po, parang nangyari po dun sa Delta, pag nakakulog po talaga, mas madaling matransmit yung virus. So we need to make sure that places are well ventilated, mababa yung carbon dioxide levels para hindi mag-transmit yung mga tao. Then of course, yung ginagawa po natin today, vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. This is something that will protect the Filipino people in the long run. And what we are doing now is we are enhancing our border control. As has been mentioned already, it's completely impossible to keep this out. Eventually, it will get in. But if we delay its entry, then we have more time to prepare, just like what we did with Delta, Mr.